Hey guys, today I am going to be testing out some stains, or some things that are actually not traditionally stains, on some wood. As you saw earlier, I took some chunks of this pine board and I burned it and I wire brushed all of the char off of it, and then I hit it with a 120 grit sandpaper, and that's it. I have a project in the future that I want to do where I burn this guitar body, and I want to try different stains, but what I actually really wanted to do was I wanted to have a color but also a stain. I like natural wood guitars, however I wanted there to be still color into it, and regular wood stains, you can get colored stains, but I wanted to try something different. So today I'm going to be trying a couple of different techniques, one of which using acrylic paint, one of which using this old ink that I found, and a little bit more on that in a minute. So now I'll go over my tools and my materials that I'm using, and we'll do this together. Hey guys, so as you can see, this is what I'm using today. So I have my three blocks that I burned, and I have 3 chip brushes, and here's my colors. So I'm going to be using just a basic acrylic. This is Liquitex Basics Pthalo Green, Liquitex Basic something Magenta. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that word, I'm sorry. It's just some kind of magenta. A couple of stir cups with some sticks. This is the ink. So my buddy ended up finding some of this stuff in his office. I've never heard of the brand. I actually didn't even Google it. I just literally grabbed it out of the box and just came out here and started using it. This is a really super duper rich color. I don't know if the camera does it justice, but when you hold this up to the light, it is a very translucent, very nice deep royal purple. So I'm going to put a couple of drops of this with some rubbing alcohol. So here we go. Okay, so I can tell you right off the bat that the acrylics are a lot lighter, just based specifically on the amount of stain that's on the popsicle stick. It's actually not bad. The Pthalo Green's pretty deep. I might not have as much pigment as I put in there, but the Magenta's not terrible either, and that's just on these little basswood, I don't know, or something, popsicle sticks. This one, however, the ink is really deep, so I'm hoping that actually shows through. So first I'm going to start, we're going to save this one for last because I think it looks the nicest. And we're going to put it on this piece of wood because I think that also looks the nicest. So for right now, we are going to start with, let's do with the magenta. I already spilled some over here, obviously. So we're going to take some of this in here, obviously, and just use it just like a stain. Oh, it looks okay. It looks nice. We're going to let it sit, and maybe we'll apply a second coat to it in a second. I'll let it dry, I'll wipe some of it off, and I'll apply a second coat. Let's go to the Pthalo Green. I did notice, mixing it with the brush, broke up some more of the pigment in the acrylic, so if you're having trouble breaking up the pigment with a popsicle stick, use a brush, or just do it from the start like I should have, because I'm an idiot. Ooh. Already, I'm seeing things I might like, so that's promising. A little bit this way in the light. You can see that a little bit. It's nice. It's actually really dark and nice. I'm gonna let that sit for a minute. Alright, let's move on to this guy. This is the thing I've kind of been waiting for. When my buddy found this box, he dug through it and he found this specific jar and he was like, this is a really rich purple. I think it would look really nice. So it's a really rich translucent purple. Barely putting much on. Alright. So let's see what it does. Alright, so it didn't pick up as much on the brush as the acrylic did. Although that might be cool, getting a little bit of spray on that paint. That might be actually really cool looking. So yeah, I'm just going to kind of saturate this for a minute. Alright, I'm going to let that sit for a few minutes, let it dry, I'll wipe it and come back. Alright, so it's been a few minutes. Let's go ahead and actually rub down this one. It's still a little wet. But I want to see these ones so far. Just looking at them, the acrylic ones are fantastic. I mean, that's really cool looking. So I'm hoping maybe take some of this off, bring out some, or I might do a second coat. It's not bad. Actually, it's kind of like a burned kind of, like, look at that. That's really pretty. It's almost like an amber kind of color. I like that. Let's move on to the green one. So obviously I'm getting some paint off. Oh, okay. So yeah, taking some of the phthalo off, so what happens is I have this neat dark green kind of stain that's really nice. Now, if, like I said, I'll come back in here. Let me do this really fast. I'm going to wait for that one for a second because I actually put a second coat on there before I touched these guys. But because I was experimenting with something, because it actually looked really thin. So here, I'm going to put a second coat on this and see what happens. It's another thin coat. Nothing crazy. And why the hell not? We'll do this one too. It's this initial color, right? Like, I like this initial color when it's wet. And I almost wonder if, because of how acrylic paint acts, if I clear coat this, if it'll give me that color. It should. It might, if, you know, if it's acrylic paint and it acts like acrylic paint does. And even, I don't know if you can see it, but it catches all of even the scratches of the wire brush, which I thought I would hate at first, but I actually don't mind it. Not for something like this. All right, so let's move on to this guy. Let's wipe him off. This was just ink and isopropyl alcohol, or ink and rubbing alcohol. It's pretty. It's got its spots. I wonder if the wood were lighter, if I really hit that with some sandpaper, and like if I went back and forth on it a few times. But look, I mean, I just kind of, well, that might be also from the spillover, but anyway. So, all right, let's go ahead and wipe these guys off. They had a quick coat. They don't need a long coat anymore, I don't think. Yeah, so it's almost like this kind of fiery kind of color that's in there. That's really pretty. I like that a lot. And with the, you know, with the dark burn and stuff in there, that's really nice. You know, I wonder if I can, like, maybe blotch this instead of taking a lot of that off. Let's try that. Because I don't want to take that color. It's so deep. It's so nice. Before, I mean, when I rubbed it off, it was okay. But this one, I don't know. I like this. So I'm going to see if I can keep some of that. I really would like to keep some of that color. I mean, it's acrylic, so it'll dry, right? I'm not going to keep as much of it that I wanted. I don't know. It kind of has like a swamp thing kind of look. It's a very, very dark green. Actually, you know what? Now that I look at it, I kind of don't hate it. I really love it, actually. Holy sh! All right, so I think that was a good test of this technique and of this thing. Honestly, I really thought that this guy was going to be amazing because of the transparency and stuff. And maybe I just have to mix with the ratios a little bit on the mixes and stuff, but you know, as it is right now, I think that the two acrylics are the best, are the better stains, especially this Pthalo Green. I'm actually really excited about that color. That's a definite runner-up for that guitar. So, again, I thank you for watching, and, you know, have a nice day, and stay safe out there.